Founded in 1880, Manchester City Football Club has etched its name into the annals of English football history with a narrative that spans over a century. From its humble beginnings in the working-class neighbourhoods of Manchester to becoming a global football powerhouse, the journey of the Sky Blues is a captivating tale of triumphs, setbacks, and a modern resurgence. This historical odyssey begins in the late 19th century when a group of young men formed St. Mark's, West Gorton, and set the stage for what would eventually become one of England's most iconic football clubs. The early years were marked by a blend of successes and challenges as the club navigated the intricate tiers of English football. However, it was in the 1930s that Manchester City truly made its mark, securing its first major trophy with an FA Cup triumph in the 1933-34 season. The post-war era saw the club experience both highs and lows, with moments of glory and struggles for survival in the football pyramid. The pivotal turning point arrived in the 1960s under the leadership of Joe Mercer and Malcolm Allison. This dynamic duo guided Manchester City to an unprecedented domestic success story, culminating in a historic 1969-70 season where they clinched the First Division title, the League Cup, and the European Cup Winners' Cup. The subsequent decades witnessed fluctuations in the club's fortunes, including periods of relegation and promotion, financial challenges, and glimpses of success. However, it wasn't until the transformative takeover by the Abu Dhabi United Group in 2008 that Manchester City would embark on a new era of prosperity. With substantial investments, world-class signings, and managerial brilliance, the modern era has seen Manchester City redefine English football dominance. Under the guidance of renowned managers like Roberto Mancini and Pep Guardiola, the club has claimed multiple Premier League titles, domestic cups, and made historic strides in European competitions. As we delve into the comprehensive history of Manchester City Football Club, we unravel a captivating story of resilience, ambition, and the unyielding spirit that has made the Sky Blues a symbol of football excellence, both in the heart of Manchester and on the global stage. Early years. The embryonic stages of Manchester City Football Club trace back to the late 19th century, a time when football was weaving itself into the fabric of British society. In 1880, a group of young enthusiasts formed St. Mark's, West Gorton, setting in motion the humble beginnings of what would later evolve into one of English football's most illustrious entities. The early years were marked by the raw passion and camaraderie typical of grassroots football. These fledgling years were not without challenges as the club navigated through local competitions, its roots deeply embedded in the working-class neighbourhoods of Manchester. In 1894, a pivotal moment arrived when the club adopted the name Manchester City, signifying a more encompassing identity and foreshadowing the destiny that awaited. This nomenclatural transition marked the beginning of a journey that would see Manchester City transcend its local origins and grow into a symbol of Mancunian pride. While the early years might lack the silverware and global recognition of the later chapters, they formed the foundation upon which the club's legacy was built. The camaraderie of local communities, the dedication of those who wore the early city colors, and the indomitable spirit on the field laid the groundwork for the remarkable footballing odyssey that would unfold in the decades to come. It was a period of innocence, grit, and the seedling of a footballing identity that would eventually blossom into the vibrant story of Manchester City. First period of success, 1930s. The 1930s marked a transformative era for Manchester City Football Club, ushering in a period of triumph that would etch its name in the annals of English football history. After the formative years of the early 20th century, the club, under the stewardship of astute management and a talented squad, experienced a notable upswing in fortunes. In this chapter, the spotlight falls on the glittering achievements that defined Manchester City in the 1930s. Emergence as a contender, Manchester City began to assert itself as a competitive force in English football during this period. The team's performances on the field signaled a departure from the relative obscurity of the preceding decades. FA Cup glory, 1933-34. The pinnacle of success arrived in the 1933-34 season when Manchester City secured the prestigious FA Cup. This triumph, a 2-1 victory over Portsmouth in the final, not only marked a historic moment for the club but also solidified its place among the footballing elite. Impactful management. The success of this period can be attributed to the vision and strategic acumen of the managerial staff. The leadership during the 1930s laid the groundwork for a winning culture that would become ingrained in the ethos of Manchester City. Cultivation of talent. The 1930s saw the emergence of talented players who became instrumental in the club's success. Their skill, dedication, and on-field exploits endeared them to the fans and contributed significantly to the silverware that adorned the trophy cabinet. Cementing legacy. The triumph in the 1930s not only brought immediate glory but also laid the foundation for the club's storied history. It created a legacy that would resonate through the decades and serve as a source of inspiration for future generations of Manchester City players and supporters. This chapter encapsulates a golden period in Manchester City's history, a time when the club not only tasted success but also set a standard for excellence that would reverberate through the years. The achievements of the 1930s would become an indelible part of the club's identity, setting the stage for further chapters of triumph in the ensuing decades. Post-war era. The post-war era for Manchester City Football Club encapsulates a period of resilience, challenges, and a pursuit of stability after the tumultuous years of conflict. Spanning from the late 1940s to the mid-1950s, this chapter in the club's history reflects the broader societal and footballing landscape in the aftermath of World War II. Key facets of Manchester City's journey in the post-war era include recovery and rebuilding. Like many football clubs, Manchester City faced the arduous task of rebuilding in the aftermath of the war. The impact of the conflict was felt across all aspects of society, and football was no exception. The club navigated through the challenges of player shortages, financial constraints, and the need for infrastructure redevelopment. Fluctuating fortunes on the pitch. The post-war period saw Manchester City experience fluctuations in its on-field performance. The club navigated between the top and lower tiers of English football, facing the inevitable challenges of rebuilding a competitive squad and finding consistency in results. Navigating divisional shifts, Manchester City moved between the first and second divisions during this period, experiencing the ebb and flow of footballing fortunes. This was a time of transition, with the club striving to regain its pre-war stature. Cultural significance. Beyond the wins and losses, this era played a crucial role in shaping the cultural significance of Manchester City. The resilience displayed by the club and its supporters became emblematic of the post-war spirit, mirroring the broader narrative of rebuilding and renewal. Foundations for the future. While the immediate post-war years did not see the same level of success as the earlier periods, the groundwork laid during this time would prove instrumental in the subsequent chapters of Manchester City's history. It was a period of laying foundations, both on and off the pitch, that would set the stage for the club's future endeavours. The post-war era serves as a testament to Manchester City's ability to adapt, rebuild, and navigate the challenges of a transformed football landscape. It is a crucial chapter in the club's narrative, one that contributes to the resilience and enduring legacy of the Sky Blues. Joe Mercer era, 1960s. The 1960s heralded a transformative period for Manchester City Football Club under the charismatic management of Joe Mercer. This chapter in the club's history is characterized by a remarkable resurgence, domestic triumphs, and the establishment of Manchester City as a force to be reckoned with in English football. Key highlights of the Joe Mercer era include appointment of Joe Mercer. In 1965, Joe Mercer took the reins as manager of Manchester City. His appointment would prove to be a masterstroke, injecting a new sense of purpose and tactical acumen into the team. Domestic success. Under Mercer's guidance, Manchester City experienced a surge in domestic success. The pinnacle of this era was the 1969-70 season, a historic campaign that saw the club secure an unprecedented combination of trophies: the First Division title, the League Cup, and the European Cup Winners' Cup. The trio of Bell, Lee, and Summerbee, the on-field brilliance of Colin Bell, Francis Lee, and Mike Summerbee defined this era. Their dynamic play, goal-scoring prowess, and understanding on the pitch formed the backbone of Manchester City's success. This trio became iconic figures in the club's folklore. Style of play. Mercer instilled a captivating and attacking style of play. Manchester City became known for its free-flowing, entertaining football that captured the imagination of supporters and neutrals alike. The team's ability to score goals with flair and creativity became a hallmark of the Mercer era. European adventures. The success wasn't confined to domestic competitions. Manchester City ventured into European competitions, reaching the semi-finals of the European Cup Winners' Cup in the 1969-70 season, adding an international dimension to their achievements. Legacy and impact. the Joe Mercer era left an indelible mark on Manchester City's history. Beyond the trophies, it laid the foundation for a winning culture that would resonate in the years to come. Mercer's leadership, coupled with the contributions of key players, forged a legacy that endures in the collective memory of City supporters. The 1960s, under Joe Mercer's stewardship, represents a golden age for Manchester City, a period of triumph, flair, and the establishment of a footballing identity that would be carried forward into future successes. Decline and relegation. The chapter on decline and relegation in Manchester City's history is a period marked by challenges, financial turmoil, and a descent from the upper echelons of English football. This phase, occurring in the late 20th century, is crucial in understanding the resilience that would later characterize the club's journey. Key aspects of this chapter include financial struggles. The late 20th century witnessed significant financial difficulties for Manchester City. The club faced challenges in sustaining a competitive squad, and financial constraints impacted its ability to retain key players and attract top talent. Managerial changes. A series of managerial changes characterized this period, reflecting the challenges the club faced in finding stability. Frequent changes in leadership contributed to a lack of continuity in playing style and team strategy. Relegation to third tier. The culmination of these challenges occurred in the 1997-98 season when Manchester City suffered relegation to the third tier of English football, the Football League Second Division, now League One. This was a significant blow for a club that had once competed at the highest levels. Fan resilience. Despite the on-field struggles, the loyalty and resilience of the fanbase remained unwavering. Supporters continued to stand by the club through thick and thin, a testament to the deep connection between Manchester City and its passionate followers. Rebuilding from the lower tiers. Relegation to the lower tiers presented both challenges and opportunities. Manchester City had to rebuild not only its squad but also its identity and standing in English football. The journey through the lower divisions would prove to be a formative experience. Turning point. While this period was undoubtedly challenging, it set the stage for a turning point in Manchester City's history. The club would undergo a remarkable transformation in the subsequent years, marked by new ownership, substantial investments, and a resurgence that would propel it back to the upper echelons of English and European football. The decline and relegation chapter, though difficult, is integral to Manchester City's narrative. It underscores the club's ability to weather storms, learn from adversity, and lay the groundwork for a resurgence that would ultimately redefine its place in the footballing world. 1990s to early 2000s. The period spanning the 1990s to the early 2000s represents a complex chapter in the history of Manchester City Football Club. During these years, the club underwent a series of transitions, both on and off the pitch, that would significantly shape its future trajectory. Key features of this chapter include promotion and relegation. Manchester City experienced the roller coaster of promotions and relegations during this period. After the relegation to the third tier in the late 1990s, the club showcased resilience by securing promotions back to higher divisions. Managerial carousel. The managerial landscape at Manchester City during this time was characterized by frequent changes. Different managers brought varied styles and strategies, contributing to a sense of flux within the club. Playoff success. A notable highlight was Manchester City's triumph in the 1998-99 Division II playoff final, securing promotion to the First Division. This success was a significant step in the club's journey back to the top tiers of English football. Kevin Keegan's impact. Kevin Keegan's appointment as manager in 2001 marked a turning point. Under his leadership, Manchester City secured promotion to the Premier League in the 2001-2002 season, signaling a return to the top flight after a prolonged absence. Early Premier League campaigns. Manchester City's return to the Premier League was met with a mix of challenges and promising performances. The club aimed for stability in the top tier while also laying the groundwork for future ambitions. Stadium move. The club bid farewell to its historic Main Road Stadium in 2003 and moved to the state-of-the-art City of Manchester Stadium, now Etihad Stadium. This move symbolized a new era for Manchester City, providing a modern home for its growing aspirations. Financial investment. Towards the latter part of this period, Manchester City experienced a change in ownership. The acquisition by the Abu Dhabi United Group in 2008 marked a watershed moment, bringing substantial financial investment and setting the stage for a remarkable transformation. The 1990s to the early 2000s is a chapter of Manchester City's history characterized by fluctuating fortunes, managerial changes, and the beginning of a journey that would ultimately lead the club to unprecedented success in the following years. It lays the groundwork for the subsequent chapters that redefine Manchester City's standing in English and global football. Abu Dhabi takeover and modern success. The Abu Dhabi takeover and modern success chapter in the history of Manchester City Football Club is a defining period that reshaped the club's destiny. This era, beginning in 2008 with the acquisition by the Abu Dhabi United Group, witnessed an unprecedented infusion of financial resources, world-class talent, and strategic vision, propelling Manchester City to the summit of English and European football. Key facets of this transformative chapter include Abu Dhabi United Group acquisition. In September 2008, the Abu Dhabi United Group, led by Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, acquired Manchester City. This marked a monumental shift in the club's fortunes, bringing substantial financial backing and a commitment to elevating Manchester City to global prominence. Strategic investments. The Abu Dhabi ownership wasted no time in making strategic investments. High-profile signings, world-class facilities, and a focus on youth development were integral components of the club's revamped strategy. World-class managerial appointments. The club attracted top-tier managerial talent. Roberto Mancini, followed by the arrival of Pep Guardiola in 2016, brought tactical sophistication and a commitment to a style of play that would redefine Manchester City's identity. Domestic dominance. Manchester City's success in domestic competitions became a hallmark of this era. Multiple Premier League titles, FA Cups, and League Cups were secured, establishing the club as a dominant force on the domestic stage. Record-breaking achievements. The team achieved unprecedented feats, including setting records for the most points in a Premier League season, the most goals scored, and securing the earliest title win in Premier League history. European pursuits. The quest for success extended to European competitions. While the road to UEFA Champions League glory saw some challenges, reaching the final became a historic achievement for Manchester City, reflecting the club's stature on the continental stage. Cultural transformation. Beyond the silverware, the Abu Dhabi era initiated a cultural transformation. Manchester City became synonymous with attractive, possession-based football, and the club's commitment to community engagement and sustainability projects showcased a broader vision. State-of-the-art facilities. The club's infrastructure underwent a radical transformation. The Etihad campus, featuring state-of-the-art training facilities, and the Etihad Stadium itself, became iconic symbols of Manchester City's ambition and progress. The Abu Dhabi takeover and modern success chapter is a testament to how strategic investment, visionary leadership, and a commitment to excellence can redefine a football club. Manchester City's journey from mid-table stability to domestic and international dominance during this period is a narrative of ambition realized and a club transformed. Pep Guardiola era. The Pep Guardiola era stands out as a pinnacle in the history of Manchester City Football Club. Beginning in 2016 with the appointment of the esteemed Spanish coach, this chapter is characterized by a footballing revolution, tactical brilliance, and sustained success both domestically and on the European stage. Key features of the Pep Guardiola era include philosophy and tactical innovation. Pep Guardiola brought his distinctive brand of football to Manchester City, emphasizing possession-based play, high pressing, and intricate build-up from the back. His tactical innovations and commitment to an attacking style transformed Manchester City into one of the most captivating teams in world football. Domestic dominance. Under Guardiola's guidance, Manchester City achieved unprecedented success in domestic competitions. The team secured consecutive Premier League titles, breaking records for points accumulated and goals scored in a season. The domestic dominance reflected Guardiola's ability to instill a winning mentality and execute his footballing philosophy. Historic treble, 2018-2019. The 2018-2019 season marked a historic achievement as Manchester City secured an unprecedented domestic treble, the Premier League title, the FA Cup, and the EFL Cup. This remarkable feat underscored the team's consistency and ability to perform at the highest level across multiple competitions. Continued European pursuits. While UEFA Champions League success remained elusive during the early years of Guardiola's tenure, Manchester City consistently reached the latter stages of the competition, showcasing their credentials as a European powerhouse. Cultural impact. Beyond on-field success, the Pep Guardiola era had a profound cultural impact on Manchester City. The club's commitment to youth development, community engagement, and an aesthetically pleasing style of play contributed to a positive and progressive image. Player development. Guardiola played a pivotal role in the development of individual players, extracting the best from established stars and nurturing emerging talents. Players like Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, and Phil Foden flourished under his guidance. Adaptability. Guardiola showcased adaptability by evolving his tactics and strategies to suit the demands of different seasons and competitions. His ability to innovate and find solutions to challenges became a hallmark of his managerial style. Champions League triumph. The crowning achievement of the Pep Guardiola era came in 2021 when Manchester City secured the UEFA Champions League title. This victory marked the realization of a long-cherished goal and added a glittering chapter to the club's illustrious history. The Pep Guardiola era is a testament to the transformative impact a visionary manager can have on a football club. Manchester City, under Guardiola's stewardship, not only achieved historic success but also solidified its position as a global footballing powerhouse with a distinctive style and an unwavering commitment to excellence. A tapestry of triumphs, trials, and transformation. The history of Manchester City Football Club is a captivating narrative that weaves together the threads of triumphs, trials, and a profound transformation that has defined the club's identity across the decades. From its humble beginnings in 1880 to the modern-day powerhouse that graces the footballing landscape, Manchester City's journey is a testament to the enduring spirit of football and the unwavering passion of its supporters. The early years, marked by local rivalries and regional successes, set the foundation for what would become a storied legacy. The golden era of the 1960s, under the guidance of Joe Mercer, etched the names of Bell, Lee, and Summerby into the annals of footballing folklore. Yet, as with any journey, there were chapters of decline and relegation that tested the club's mettle and resilience. The pivotal turning point came with the Abu Dhabi takeover in 2008, a watershed moment that would redefine Manchester City's destiny. The injection of financial resources, strategic investments, and a commitment to excellence propelled the club to unprecedented heights. The modern era, epitomized by the Pep Guardiola reign, not only witnessed domestic dominance but culminated in the coveted UEFA Champions League triumph. Beyond the silverware, Manchester City's history is a story of cultural transformation. The club's ethos, from its commitment to attractive, possession-based football to its community engagement initiatives, reflects a broader vision that extends beyond the pitch. The transition from Main Road to the Etihad Stadium symbolizes not just a change in infrastructure but a symbol of progress and ambition. As we reflect on the history of Manchester City, we see a club that has weathered storms, celebrated triumphs, and continually evolved. The fervent support of the fan base, through thick and thin, underscores the deep connection between the club and its community. Manchester City's journey is a testament to the enduring allure of the beautiful game and the indomitable spirit that fuels the pursuit of greatness. In conclusion, the history of Manchester City is a rich tapestry, intricately woven with moments of brilliance, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence. From the humble origins to the pinnacle of European success, the club's journey is a source of inspiration for football enthusiasts worldwide. As the story of Manchester City continues to unfold, one can only anticipate more chapters of glory and the unwavering spirit that defines the heart of this extraordinary football club.